All right, welcome back. Today we're gonna kinda, sorta, almost, but not quite create a Shepard's tone in LMMS 1.2.0 with release candidate 7, and we're gonna be using WatSyn plugin today. All right, so I will need my controller rack later. Don't need my triple oscillator. I do need my beat and bassline editor. I don't need my automation track. Don't need my sample track. Let's go ahead and open our beat and bassline editor. I don't need this kicker. Remove that track. Let's come over to the top left-hand corner, open up WatSyn down here. Okay. Let's drag that into the beat and bassline editor. We're going to be working with a 4-bar phrase today. So I'm going to come up here to my beat and bassline editor where you see this plus icon. We already have 1 bar here. So we're going to add 3 more. 1, 2, 3 with 3 left clicks. All right, WatSyn is extremely loud, so let's go ahead and take this down, double left click on the volume, take this down to a value of 10. Okay, I'm also going to decrease the sound on the master. I'm going to take that down to 25. Click OK. Now let's open up WatSyn. First here on the plugin page, we're only going to be using 2 oscillators in WatSyn today. We're going to be using the A1 and the B1. So I'm going to come over the volume on the A1 and decrease that to a value of 50. Okay. And then I'm going to come to my A2, take that volume down to 0%. On my B1, double left click on that volume and take that down to 50. Okay. Excuse me. And then my B2, I'm going to take that down to 0. So we're good on the plugin page right now. Let's come over to our LFO envelope and filter window. I'm going to raise my mount all the way. I'm going to come to my attack, and these numbers are very specific, so I'm going to change it to 0.1 and then click OK. My hold, I'm going to increase my hold to 1.5. Okay. I'm going to turn on this filter lamp, and I'm going to leave it at low pass. Next, I'm going to come over to my effects. I'm going to add an effect, and I'm going to add reverb. And I'm going to use my C-Star plate 2x2 versatile plate reverb. Select that, and OK. Once this window opens here of my knobs and controls, I'm going to increase my bandwidth, increase my tail, increase my blend all the way, all the way, all the way, and then my damping I'm going to take all the way down. All right. So we're good with WatSyn customization for right now. Now for the Shepard tone, you need 3 separate tones. I'm going to use the A note, and I'm going to be using the A4, the A5, and the A6. Okay? It's an audio illusion, so you need to decrease and increase pitch while decrease and increase volumes on the 3 separate tones that you're using, the 3 separate pitches of the A note, to be specific in this tutorial. So we're going to clone WatSyn once, and we're going to clone WatSyn again twice. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is rename these. So double left click on the text. I'm going to call this WatSyn A6. Okay. I'm going to call this one WatSyn A5. Okay. And on the bottom, I'm going to call this WatSyn A4. And OK. Next, I'm going to come over here to the piano roll area where you assign your notation. Right click, click Open in Piano Roll. All right. And now this is the WatSyn A6. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to find my A6 on the keyboard, on the piano roll, excuse me. and I'm going to open it up to a value of 4 measures, 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next thing I'm going to do is come to my automation, my pitch bend feature, click on the note. I'm going to come over here, and for vertical and horizontal, I'm going to zoom it in to 200%. Now I want to open up and expose 1, 2, 3, 4 of my measures, and I'm going to increase the pitch on this 1 octave over the course of 4 measures. So I'm going to come over here to the beginning of my 5th measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still not there yet. Beginning of my 5th measure. And we're going to come up to a value of 12 here. And raising it 12 semitones is the same thing as raising it 1 octave. Now we've done that. And I'm going to X out of this for right now. And we're going to do the same thing with WatSyn A5. And the order is really specific because when I tried to clone this one, after I've assigned notation, it doesn't really work for me the same as if I assign these individually. And that might be an LMMS thing. It might be my own computer thing. So we're going to do this all the kind of the long way. All right, open in piano roll. This one is our A5. So I'm going to use my draw tool, come to the A5. I'm going to come to my pitch bend feature, click on it. And I'm going to bring it up right here at the beginning of the 5th measure. 12 semitones. Okay, now we can X out of this. And we're going to come here to the A4, right click, open this in piano roll, come to our A4 after we use our draw tool. Okay, I'm going to come up here to my pitch bend feature. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take it up 12 semitones at the end of our 4th measure, at the beginning of our 5th measure. And click OK. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is, as always, left click on the gear icon and assign this to mixer, the A6, the A5, and the A4. Over here, it's automatically assigned and named. Now, in order for this illusion to work, we're bending the pitch upwards on all of these. Now, the highest tone, we're going to decrease its volume over the course of 4 measures. The middle tone, we're not going to do anything. We're going to leave it the same volume throughout. And the lowest tone, we're actually going to increase its volume as it goes over the course of 4 measures. All right, so in order to do that, we need to open up our automation track to automate the volume levels. So I'm going to click twice here on the automation. I'm going to come over here to the very left-hand side, the grip, and I'm going to bring this first one below my A6, okay? Now I'm going to come to my volume control on the A6, left click on control, and then drag and drop into this purple box here, okay? Next, I want to rename my automation track, and I'm going to call this A6. Okay. I'm going to come down to here, rename this automation track A4. And I'm going to come to the volume knob of the A4, left click, drag and drop into this purple box. Now the high tone, we are going to decrease in volume. So let's open this up. Come all the way down, scroll all the way down to find our 0. We're going to start at a level of 10. A level of 7, 7 out of 10 here. If I can get it there. Let me increase my horizontal value to 400. Now I'm just going to click on 7 right here. Okay. And I'm going to bring it down to a value of 0 at the beginning of the fifth measure. All right. And you always want to change your quantization to what you're working with. So we're at 1/16. Okay. Now I'm going to come up to here where you see I'm hovering, and this is going to be your linear progression. All right. So this is the volume. This is indicating that the volume is going to slowly decrease over the course of 4 measures. All right. Now for the lower tone, we are slowly going to increase the volume. So I'm going to double left click down here. I'm going to find my 0 value by scrolling down. And we're going to start. You're going to come over here to this left-hand side. You're going to see this little dot, this purple dot. Left click on it, this little dot right here, and bring it all the way down to 0. All right. Now we're going to come to the beginning of the fifth measure, and we're going to come up to 7 and click on that. And we're going to come over to our linear progression. Okay. And X out of it. So hopefully we're going to create that tone. What makes a Shepard tone so tricky is that it has to blend well. You really, at the end of that fourth measure, you don't want to hear it transition. And we are going to hear a transition, but hopefully so slightly that we can live with it and understand that this is the crux or the concept behind your Shepard tone. So when we get to that fourth measure, it's going to be a little bit of a transition, but I think that if you keep it low and you're working with some music where you want to keep that Shepard tone anxiety, you're going to be able to live with it if you create it here with LMMS. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up, and it should sound like the tone is ever evolving, like the note never really comes back down, and it's always evolving, 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 escalating, escalating, escalating. And this is something they use in horror movies a lot. All right, so let's check this out. So that's really cool. You're going to see that in horror movies a lot, and they use it in movies. And actually, in the comment section below, I'm going to shoot you a link to a couple YouTube videos that explain exactly what the Shepard tone is. Now, there are perfect Shepard tones on YouTube, um, but those are created with much more advanced uh, studios than this one. So, in terms of LMMS, this is pretty damn close in terms of creating a Shepard tone. And we're going to take it one step further. I'm going to open up my A5, and the A5 does not change in terms of volume at all. So that's why I'm going to mess with this one. I'm going to come over to my B1, and I'm going to assign that a triangle wave. Okay. Then I'm going to take my volume down to like a value of 10, so that it's not too intrusive. Click OK. Now I'm going to open up my controller rack, and I'm going to add a low frequency oscillator controller. Double left click on this text over here, and we're going to call it A5 wobble. Enter. Okay, now I'm going to come over here to my AB mix. Now we have the A1 is going to be your sine wave, and your B1 is going to be your triangle wave. So I'm going to open up my controls for my low frequency oscillator, and I want you to notice that speed is the important knob in this particular window. Come over to my AB mix, right click, and then I'm going to click connect to controller. I'm going to light up the lamp on this user controller, and it's already assigned A5 wobble. I'm going to click OK. Now notice how this knob here is vacillating back and forth. Okay, so it's controlling between the A1 and the B1. And the speed here, I'm going to take, if I take the speed all the way up, it slows it down. You see how it's slowed down now over here? And if you take it all the way down this way, it goes batshit. All right, it goes ham. And that's what I want for that weird effect, that buzzing effect. Now, again, let's take a listen. And, you know, you should be able to drag this out. and it's always going to sound like that tone is ascending. So let's take a listen. All right, so that's how you create a Shepard tone using LMMS 1.2.0 release candidate 7. Thanks for watching and see you next time.